Mindfulness has become some kind of a buzzword. It sounds like something that we should be doing, something we would like to do, something that really special people engage in. But most of us are just too weak to sustain it. I call what I teach mindful movement. And I'd like to bring the idea of mindfulness a little bit more down to earth. Mindfulness is not a method. It's not a specific kind of meditation. Mindfulness is a very basic faculty of our mind. So let me show you what I mean. I'm going to ask you to become mindful right now, and you'll see that you can do it immediately. All it takes is a decision. It's like turning on a switch. So please turn your attention to your right shoulder blade. Do you have a clear idea where your right shoulder blade is? What is its shape? It is part of your shoulder joint. It is sitting on your ribs at your back. And you can improve your awareness of it right now by moving it. So start moving your right shoulder a little higher up, closer to your right ear, and back down. Go slowly and don't strain. Do it a few times. And pay attention to your right shoulder blade. It is moving with your shoulder, of course. Can you feel it sliding on your ribs up and down? When you do this a few times, your inner idea of your right shoulder blade becomes a little bit clearer. I asked you to become mindful of your right shoulder. If you went along with me, you did it. Now, for a moment, stay with your sensations in both shoulders. You may notice tiny differences in the way your shoulders are resting on your rib cage, maybe some small differences between the sides, as a result of these very few movements that we've just did. It only took a few seconds and deliberate attention. You see, you can direct your attention at will. This is a very basic power of our mind. You have become mindful. When you direct your attention at will, at that moment you are the master of your awareness. This is mindfulness. I think it's a really good idea to start demystifying the term mindfulness. It doesn't mean that you have to run to the next New Age shop and buy yourself a meditation cushion. Of course, if you're inclined to do that, by all means do it. Meditation is fantastic. But still, you can become mindful at any moment, right now. You can make mindfulness a part of your daily life, simply by deciding to do it and coming back to it regularly, repeatedly, just like we did a moment ago. Turn on the switch, direct your attention, and stay there for a few seconds. And if you do it in movement, directing your attention to yourself in movement, it becomes a lot easier. And also a lot more useful. Because you use your faculty of mindfulness to improve the way you move. Do this regularly and you will find yourself on a journey of improvement. You will move a little better every day. And this is how it works. When you moved your shoulder up a few times and let it sink back down, what is it that you are actually doing? You opened up a habitual pattern, an automatic pattern of the way you move your shoulder habitually. And you took a look at it. You have entered your brain maps of shoulder movement. You have brain maps that regulate the way you move. You know how to use your shoulder because you do things with your hands and arms all the time. You use these brain maps constantly when you move your arms around. This happens automatically and you don't have to think about it. This is very useful because you don't want to reinvent the way you use your shoulder every time you want to do something with your hand. Repeated action becomes automatic. Your brain creates habitual patterns and uses them again and again without your conscious intervention. This is wonderful. It saves brain resources, it saves time, it allows you to do things, to have a life. Moving your shoulder is just an example out of a million habitual patterns we have learned and automated very early in life. During the first year or two of our life, this is what we did. We explored movement. We gained agency. We became fluent and efficient in the language of movement. And by repetition and play, we found out what works. And then we created brain maps that we still use today. When our control over our body parts was good enough, we automated these patterns. They stopped requiring conscious attention. And here's the downside of it. Automatic patterns are, well, automatic. We repeat them subconsciously. We use the very same patterns again and again. They do not improve. They don't change because they're automatic. They actually get worse over time, very, very slowly, as we age. This is because we tend to lose mobility with age, unless we do something about it. And this is where mindfulness comes in. What we did in the beginning, paying attention to the way we move our shoulder, is something we can do with all of our basic movement patterns. Take them out of autopilot and examine them. We can bring them to our awareness, explore their details, play with them, and in this way, they can improve. Like a cartographer, we take these old brain maps out of the high shelf where they're stored, and we re-examine them. We introduce some new details, we remove some small errors, and then we send the improved version back to autopilot. Do this on a regular basis, and your basic patterns of movement will improve, rather than deteriorate over time. Using the example of the shoulder movement, you probably didn't perceive huge improvement after those few seconds. But you did dedicate a very short time to take the way you use your shoulder out of autopilot and look at it. A tiny bit of new information has been absorbed. Nothing huge. It was a very small step. But take this kind of step continuously, regularly, daily, and these steps will add up to constitute a journey of improvement through mindful movement. It becomes an ongoing learning process, and it can be immensely revolutionary over time. Looking at it under this light, let's give it another go. Relax your shoulders, let your arms hang, and start lifting the right shoulder again and letting it sink back down again. Slowly and softly. Don't make an effort, don't go all the way. Pay attention to the way back. How smoothly, or maybe a little jerky, can you let go gradually and bring your shoulder back to rest? Take into account that the resting place of the shoulder is a choice. It can be a little further forward or backward. Don't change your choice, just be aware that you're making it. Each time. Let go of it, let your shoulder rest, and notice the sensations in both your shoulders. If you feel any small differences between them, and the differences can be really small, this means that something happened. Something small has shifted. That's all there is to it. We've taken a small step on the journey that mindful movement offers. In this case, you've brought your right shoulder into the foreground of your awareness. You've taken it out of autopilot and moved it mindfully, just for a few seconds. Do this kind of exploration on a regular basis, a different one each time, and you'll be improving consistently the way your brain organizes movement. This is how we learn. This is how we improve. And the potential of these small, consistent steps is huge. Want to take a few more steps like this with me? Join Mindful Movement every day, a free 5-day challenge where I lead you through short movement exploration every day for 5 days. The link to my homepage where you can join this challenge is below. See you in Mindful Movement every day. Stay well, stay in motion.